Okay, good morning. Hello team. It is Thursday the 26th of September and it is day one of the F1 Readathon. So this is a 24/48 hour readathon that I do with my patrons. They get to choose how long they would like to do it for. I do sprints over 2 days. So if they want to do, you know, start at one time on one day and finish at another time on another day, like 7 till 7, they could do that. If they want to do the 2 full days, which is what I am going to do, we're going to do like a 24 in 48 hour situation. So I am going to do a timer and I am going to try and cram in as much as I possibly can. They can do that. If they just want to do 1 full day, they can do that. I like to do it this way so that they can pick and choose, and we are doing it not midweek, but towards the end of the week this week, because I just haven't had the weekends to fit this in. My apologies as well for my appearance. It's 7:15 in the morning and I have been up since 5:20 with Andy. So he's gone to work and I went to bed with my hair like this last night. I've got dressed and got ready for the day. I've had some breakfast. I'm currently partway through my Monster and I wanted to edit my TBR, which is going up on Sunday, before I got started with this vlog, so that I could just literally focus on reading for the next 2 days. So I haven't done my hair yet, and in all honesty I might not do a lot with it. I might take this out and just redo it because convenience. That's literally it. You may catch me with a different top on as well partway through this vlog because it's fucking freezing and this top is quite thin. As much as I love it, it is quite thin. So regardless, we're doing the F1 readathon and I was doing a week vlog so far for this week, but in all honesty there are like 2 clips and it's just me repeating myself about Lord of the Rings and giving you an update on another book, which I will do now. So I'm going to scrap the beginning of this vlog and we're just going to focus on the next 2 days for this vlog, and then anything that I read on the weekend will go into next week's vlog. That's it. So the update on the book that I did start and I did give an update for earlier on in this, well, yesterday actually, was The Forest Demands Its Due by Soko Jackson, which is one of the books that Andy put on my TBR. Now, I got 42 pages into this and promptly DNF'd it. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I did that. So this is following Douglas, a 17-year-old boy that goes to this private school. I think it's a private school. Regent Academy. It has a long and storied history in the small town of Winslow, Vermont. The school is known for moulding teens into world leaders, but Douglas wants nothing to do with Regent's king-making. He just wants to forget his previous life and survive his present. But then a student is killed and, you know, they need some explanations for it. No one except for Douglas and the groundskeeper's son, Everett, remembers him existing. So basically, at the point at which I got up to with this, in the first chapter, a huge reveal happened, which I wouldn't expect until later on in the book, which for me kind of spoils this because I kind of know exactly where this book's going now. Not only that, but this that happens with the student being killed has happened at the point that I'm up to. I'm on literally 40 pages in. So that's already happened as well. And I don't care for these characters. I do not care for these characters. I don't care for the writing style and I don't care for the story. I don't know if it's that the writing style just isn't for me. I don't know if this is like literary horror or if it's just that the writing style isn't very good. Now, I have done my usual trick and gone on Goodreads to see what other people are saying, and on the negative reviews there's quite a few people saying that this feels like a first draft and it could do with more editing. There's other people as well saying that the writing style just isn't for them, so I could be one of those people. I think that that could be the case, but I just don't care. I do not care enough to continue on with this book, and it is quite a long book as well. It's over 400 pages. It's 418 pages, and I just don't care to continue on with it, unfortunately, which is a huge shame because this cover is incredible and I'm obsessed with it. It was a cover buy, I will be honest to say it was a cover buy. So I'm a little bit sad about it. I was looking forward to a really good YA queer horror by a black author. and unfortunately it's just not worked out for me. So I have ended up DNFing that one, and I did just want to let you know because it is on my TBR. The only book that I had left that Andy's picked for me is The Guilty Couple by C.L. Taylor. I'm not in the mood to read that one for this 48-hour readathon because I'm just not in the mood. If it turns out that tomorrow maybe I am, then I'll pick it up, but today I am not. So we're not doing that. So I spent a little bit of time while I was editing my October TBR picking some other books. So one of the prompts, just very quickly to tell you, one of the prompts is a poll pick. So I have gone ahead and let my patrons decide what I'm going to read for this one. And I've picked a bunch of romances, some of which are romantasy, some of which are just contemporary. I was looking at what I've read throughout the month so far, and I haven't read a lot of romance this month. And I think I'm feeling the effects of that. So I've got Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. I have got Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks, which is actually on my fall TBR as well. I have got Hate Mail by Donna Marchetti, and I also have The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall, which has been on my TBR for a really long time and now seems to be doing the works again. But it sounds really good actually, and I don't know why I've been hanging on to this for so long. So I'll come back round to that. I've given it 4 hours, so it's got like 3.5 hours left on it. So I'll come back round to that, let you know what they picked for me. But in general, this is what we're looking like for my TBR. Whether or not I get through all of these, I don't know. I've kind of just picked some random books off my shelves that I'm in the mood for. I do have a couple of manga that I feel like would be nice just to fit in somewhere. I've got Puppies It's Attract and My Love Story with Yamada-kun at Level 999 Volume 2, Volume 1. So they would be nice. We also still have Ragnar Crimson from my September TBR as well, Volume 1, that Jade did put in my Patreon pot, so I do definitely want to get to that one. And then I am partway through The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien, and I'm currently 136 pages into this one. I will say I am enjoying this more than The Hobbit so far. I think Andy Serkis is doing a very good job with this, and with the narration and stuff. I do think that some of the singing is quite funny, because I've got this sped up to 2.5 times as well speed. So I do think it's quite funny, especially with how fast it goes. I also find it quite annoying, not gonna lie. And I know as the story goes on, the songs get longer and longer. So we'll see how that goes. But we're at a point now where Frodo is off with his band of merry hobbits and on his little mission with the ring. So interesting. And so far I'm enjoying myself. It's going well. I'm doing a spoiler vlog for my patrons for this one, so I do want to finish that. I want this finished by the end of play tomorrow. I want it done and dusted. I do not want this running into the weekend whatsoever. I don't want it. I'm also in the background reading Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Maniscalco. This is a reread. It is for a different vlog, so you will not get any of my thoughts on this. If you've been here a long time, you will know my thoughts anyway, but you will not get my repeat thoughts on this or what I think of it upon second read in this vlog, because it's for a different video, and I'm really behind on that video now, so I've really got to get a move on with this and get this video finished. So again, by end of play tomorrow, this needs to be done and dusted, so I am including it in this video. I'm currently only 45 pages into this, so I've got to get shufty on with this one. And then the other two books that I have on here that I'm really intrigued about getting to, I've got The Haunting by Natasha Preston, which the audiobook comes out today on BookBeat. So I'm intrigued about reading this one. It sounds like a really good slasher, and I'm looking forward to potentially getting to this one. I feel like it's the right season for it. And then I am really excited about getting to Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood, and I have been since actually for a couple of weeks now. I have the audiobook from NetGalley. It is also on BookBeat, but I do have it from NetGalley, and I got it early, but I wanted to wait till the book came in, and I was really hoping it might come in relatively early, but I was away when it came in. I was in Wales. So you will notice that this actually went on my October TBR, because that video will go up before this one. for a recent purchase. However, I did say in that video that if I end up getting to it, because I thought that this could end up happening, because I know I want to do some mood reading during this vlog, but I know I've got some obligations to get to as well. So I thought that this could happen for this video, and I did say in my October TBR that if I do end up picking this up before October, I will replace the book with something else. So I have replaced it with Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, because I really want to pick that one up as well, but that one's a little bit longer than this one, so I feel like this one will be better suited for this reading vlog as opposed to that one. There's logic in there somewhere. Also, this is like cozy witchy vibes, and I feel like that would be really, really cute. So yeah, I think that is going to be my plan. So these are books I definitely want to get to, for sure. I'm absolutely finishing the Fellowship of the Ring as Stalking Jack the Ripper, 100%, and getting to Ragnar Crimson. And then I do have, like I say, a couple of manga on top of Ragnar Crimson as well. If I decide tomorrow that I'm in the mood for this, I'll pick it up, but otherwise I'm not reading that one for the time being. That's next week's me's problem going into October. And then hopefully one of these will be picked as well. And we'll see how that goes. So I think gonna try and smash out a couple of hours of this before Patreon sprints start at 9:30. So I've got 2 hours until Patreon sprints start, and I feel like it would be really nice to make a dent in this. And then I'm probably just gonna dip, ouch, probably just gonna dip in and out of this throughout the weekend. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm breaking it up a little bit with some other stuff just so I don't get bored, because I really don't want that to happen, because I believe there's a lot of like walking through the forest with this one, this series in general, to be perfectly honest, and that's what I got bored of in The Hobbit, and that was only 1 book and this is 3. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. If you didn't know, I am buddy reading this with my patrons. It is a, you know, nobody has to do it. It's open to all of my patrons, and I will be doing a spoilery vlog, and then we will have a live show about it. We wanted to do a watch along in the movies, but they're not on a specific streaming service, so that's a little bit difficult to do. So I think I'm going to listen to a couple of hours of this while I finish off getting ready, go put some washing in, get myself ready for sprints, potentially change my top, do a bit of pottering around and tidying up maybe. And yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. That's what I'm going to start off with. This intro has been really long. I told you I wasn't doing this anymore. My apologies. I just really wanted to run through what my potential options were for this vlog. As always, that could fucking change, but we will see what happens. I like to think it won't, but we'll see. I could be lying.
Open my eyes, I slept through the day. Slept through the day, feeling uneasy, I push it away. Push it away. Last night was fun, don't feel like today. Feel like today, let's do it again, let's go on a date. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna take you out and live the dream that we've been talking about, so we can.
Hello, it's a little bit later in the afternoon. It is 25 to 4. And on my clock, which I forgot to start at the beginning of this vlog, so I was about 15 minutes into listening to the Fellowship of the Ring, and then I remembered I needed to do this, so I did. But it will have started for you in this vlog at 23 hours 45 minutes instead of 23 hours 59 minutes. Whatever. We've got 15 hours and 54 minutes left to go. And I have some updates for you. So, as far as the Fellowship of the Ring is concerned, I'm actually going to go back to this in a minute, but I did get to page 217 in this morning before sprint started at book 2. I got up to, so I'm about 54% into this, and I am going to go back to it in a minute. Still really enjoying myself, having a good time. Then I did read Ragnar Crimson Volume 1. I liked this. This was good. This gives me the vibes of solo leveling, but with dragons. We're fighting dragons instead. These dragons are assholes. And they come in many different forms. They come in the form of a normal, everyday dragon. When was the last time you saw an everyday dragon? They come in normal usual dragon form, but they also come in human form that can kind of like change into dragon, I think, kind of shapeshifters if you like. They can communicate with humans, they can, you know, have conversations, they walk around looking like humans and stuff, and they're going around destroying towns. And we have Ragnar, who now is trying to save the people, killing all the dragons, and then there is some other stuff going on as well. I don't know what's on the synopsis. Don't want to spoil anything, but I gave this 4 stars. This was really good and I had a good time with it. So yeah, I am glad that I've read it. Thanks to Ratbag for putting it on my Patreon, in my Patreon pot. Thanks to Claire for sending me this. I truly appreciate it. So I've read that, 4 stars. And I have just finished off my reread of Stalking Jack the Ripper for another video. Just wanted to let you know that I have finished this off now, which is another 274 pages for today. So not giving you any thoughts on this whatsoever because it's for a different video, but I have just done my reread. So making some good progress. I am going to go back to this for at least 1 more sprint, if not 2, see how much more progress I can make on this. I do not want to be left with like 48, I think I'm like 54% in. I don't want to be left with like 46% of this book for tomorrow. So I want to try and do at least 1 more sprint, if not 2, and then I will move on to something else. My poll, Morbidly Yours, did win by Ivy Fairbanks, so I do really want to get to this one as well. And then I don't know what the heck I was thinking with the rest of this TBR. I am clearly out of my tiny fucking brain, but I will still have the rest of this to finish tomorrow, wherever I finish off today. Am I out of my tiny mind or what? Anyway, it is what it is. We'll see what I managed to get done. So I am going to go back into this one. I just wanted to give you an update on Ragnar Crimson and let you know that I have finished Stalking Jack the Ripper as well, for the other video that I'm reading that for. So yeah, I think I'm going to do 1 more sprint with my patrons. In fact, that probably tells me how much more I'm going to fit in of this, because Jade does have some sprints starting at 5, so I'll probably do 1 more sprint with my patrons and then come off, and maybe then pick up Morbidly Yours potentially, but I'll let you know what I'm picking up. Hello team, I haven't got too long to give you a bit of an update. I haven't updated you at all today. It is Friday. This vlog is going to run into the weekend. I took my sweet ass time getting up this morning. Honestly, I got up with Andy at 5:20 and then got back in bed at 5:45 after he left for work because I was feeling really meh. So I got back in bed with the aim of just having like another hour or so till about 7 o'clock and ended up sleeping through till 9. So don't know what happened there. And then I took my sweet time at having a shower and washing my hair, and I only got started with reading about 10 o'clock. So this vlog is going to have to go into tomorrow a wee bit. We're currently on 10 to 6 in the evening and we've got 4 hours and 52 minutes left. I still have this to finish, but I don't have long left of it. I am less than 100 pages from the end now, so this is going swimmingly, which is great news. And I have finished 2 other books since yesterday when I spoke to you. So I read Brielle and Bear, Once Upon a Time by Salome Doku. My apologies for that. If I butchered that, my apologies. This was adorable. I gave it 4.5 stars. It is a book based in a town called, or a college called Once Upon a Time. She attends Once Upon a Time University. Absolutely freaking adorable. And it's really, really cute. Brielle works in the bookstore. Bear is on the football team, and they end up meeting within the bookstore, becoming really good friends, and she ends up being part of the first years that help out with proofreading for the older students. So she ends up helping him out with proofreading, and there is more to him than meets the eye, and it's just really, really adorable. And I really enjoyed this. I love the illustration style, like the art style is stunning. The colour palette is stunning for each of the seasons as well. Like, we cover both autumn and winter, and it's just so beautiful. And I'm obsessed. 4.5 stars. This was so good. And then I don't know what's going on with the shadows here. Better? I don't know. And then I have also finished Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks, which was my poll pick as well. This I didn't enjoy as much. We're following Callum Flannelly, who works... He's an undertaker. He works for the family undertaker business, but there has been a stipulation in his grandfather's will that in order for Callum to keep the undertaking business, he must marry before his 35th birthday. Now, he's rapidly approaching that, and he has not yet found someone to marry. Along comes Lark Thompson, who's moved to Galloway Island for a job, but she's also running away from things that she's got going on. Wanted to check what it said on the back before I said what I was about to say. She's running away from basically grieving her late husband, and she has got a new job in Galloway Island. Now, she's his next door neighbour, and she ends up opening a package one day of body bags and taking them next door, suddenly realising what they are, taking them next door, and they become swift friends very, very quickly. This literally happens in the first 2 chapters. They become swift friends. She's getting a little bit of grief from this asshole at work, and slowly but surely they begin to have feelings for each other. Now, he's been very honest about exactly what's going on with this undertaking business and the fact that there's this stipulation in his grandfather's contract about having to marry someone in order to keep it. She has not been honest whatsoever about how she's lost her, about what happened with her husband. So Callum is under the impression that she was previously married and they just broke up. He doesn't know that she's actually lost her husband, and he did pass away. So there is a lot of miscommunication in this book, and it's very annoying. It's not that long of a book, honestly, but it felt like a long book, and it's the miscommunication that really pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie. And I've got to be honest, I wasn't fully invested in this. It's very, very quick. I don't feel like I'm invested in either of these characters. I think I'm maybe more invested in Callum than I am in Lark and what's going on with him, but I'm not invested in either of them. Very quickly we get to know them. Even get to know them. Very quickly we're in their lives and we're in this relationship really, really quick. And it just really, I don't know, the lack of communication was really fucking annoying. I just wasn't feeling it. I gave this 3 stars in the end. It is smutty. There is some spice in here, which, to be honest, I didn't really care for. I don't know if I'm hitting my slow burn era or what, but I didn't really care for the spice in this, so 3 stars for that one, unfortunately. So my aim for the rest of the day is to finish this off before Andy gets home, and then I don't know what I'm going to go on to, but I'm not going to finish another full novel, I don't think. So it may be a case of graphic novels tomorrow, maybe, or I don't know. We'll see what happens over the weekend. I will let you know, but I am going to finish this off. I have also had a delivery from Books Please. So if you didn't know, I have an affiliate code for Books Please, which is a company that does books cheaper than you can get them from other places. Not only that, but you can get US books from there as a UK resident. You can also get UK books from there if you are a resident elsewhere. So they do ship internationally, and I do have an affiliate code. I We'll leave the link to them in the description box down below with my affiliate code. It gets you 5% off, but I also earn a little bit of commission from that code as well. So I want to be very, very clear with that. So if you want to use it, feel free to do so in the description box down below. They do take their time delivering a little bit. It can take a week or two for them to deliver. So I've had some really quick parcels come from them. I've had some quite delayed ones, but they're always very good with communication with you as well. And I would highly recommend them. So they're not as quick as, you know, your next day delivery people, but they're cheaper books plus an extra discount with my code if you're interested. But I thought I would very quickly show you what's come. It is not a ridiculous mix of books, to be perfectly honest. There is one dark romance in here and then the rest are horrors or thrillers. So I've got Credence by Penelope Douglas, which I actually ordered from Waterstones the other day, and it came yesterday, and then I totally fucking forgot that this was in the order, so I'm going to take the other one back to Waterstones. But I have got this. I've been wanting to read this for a while now. It's been on my mind for a while now, but I really want to read it. Don't judge me. I've got The Invited by Jennifer McMahon, which is a thriller, a chilling ghost story with a twist, actually. Sounds right up my street. I've got The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I have tried a Darcy Coates before. I think I gave it 3 stars, but I'm intrigued to try some more, and especially while I've been enjoying my ghost stories, haunted house stories, I think this will be a really good one to try. I've got This Delicious Death by Kayla Cottingham. I know that Riley from Riley Murray recently read this one off of her TBR and really enjoyed it. It's a queer sapphic zombie story, I think. I've got another book from Kayla Cottingham on my TBR as well that I would like to read as well. And then I got Mary by Nat Cassidy. I know everyone's been shouting and raving about this one for a while now, but more so recently I've seen a lot of people reading this one, and I wanted to give it a try. Unfortunately, there's no audiobook in the UK, so I will be physically reading this one, but I love this cover. I love it. So I'm excited to give this one a try. We can't get this in the UK, so again, if you were interested in some Nat Cassidy books, because we can't seem to get them in the UK, have a look on Books Please. They've got them on Books Please. So this is a horror. An Awakening of Terror blends Midsummer with elements of American Psycho and a pinch of I'll Be Gone in the Dark. Fascinating. And then last but not least, I got No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall, which I've been wanting to get hold of since it came out earlier on this year. This was on my anticipated list. Oh, it came out last year? Flatiron Books 2024. Maybe there was I don't know. I thought it came out this year. But it sounds really good. This is a thriller. 3 sisters, 2 murders and too many secrets to count. So it sounds great, and I'm looking forward to reading that. So that is the little haul, not so little haul actually, that's come from Books Please for me today. I did, just FYI, to cover my ass a little bit, I have purchased all of these books. They haven't been sent to me free. I've purchased them. But yeah, if you wanted to check Books Please out, feel free to do so. I'll leave a link to them in the description box down below, and my discount code that will get you, my affiliate code, sorry, that will get you 5% off, and me a little bit commission if you do use it. Thank you very much in advance. I would highly recommend, especially for the likes of like US books that are really hard to get in the UK. These two are really difficult to get in the UK, especially Nat Cassidy, so would recommend for that reason. But yeah, I'm gonna go carry on with the Fellowship of the Ring and wrap up my sprints, I think, as well, so that I can get this done without any more interruptions before Andy gets home. This lighting has been terrible. My apologies. Good afternoon. It is Sunday. I didn't update you yesterday, and honestly, I've scrapped the time challenge. This vlog is a huge mess. I've scrapped the time challenge. There was about 3 or 4 hours left on it, but I scrapped it. Yesterday I was really unwell in the morning, and I spent a good portion of the afternoon asleep, and then watched the football with Andy, and then did a little bit of reading in the evening. This morning I've been woke up quite early. We've had a little bit of a family emergency, and I've had to go look after the kids for a couple of hours with Andy, so all is well. Thank the fucking Lord. So we've just got back. It's maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock, I don't know, and Sunday afternoon. And I think we're just going to chill for the rest of the afternoon, potentially. So he's put Game of Thrones on. I'll probably go down, put my headphones on and do some reading for a bit, maybe. But It's been quite the weekend. I feel like it's been non-stop, but also that I've done nothing. So that's been confusing. But I am here to tell you that last night, I did finish The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. Liverpool were playing and I had an hour left. So at half time I decided to stick the audiobook on, and by the end of the match I'd finished. Success. So I enjoyed this way more than I enjoyed The Hobbit. There is quite a big portion of this where they're just kind of wandering through the forest, but I think that you could stick the audiobook on, which is done very well, by the way. Andy Serkis, who plays Gollum in the movies, does the narration for it. I think that you could stick that on and not necessarily miss anything too vital with that. So I really like this one. I also like the way that how it's ended as well, because I tend to watch the movies where I'll watch them back to back. So I watch all three and they kind of blur together for me, so I can't remember what the end of the first movie is and how the beginning of the second movie starts. So I couldn't remember how this was going to end, and I feel like it's left me on quite the cliffhanger that means that I'm very excited to pick up Two Towers. So I'm looking forward to picking that one up. I had a really good time with it. There are a few things that are obviously glaringly different in the book than they are in the movie, or not at all from the book to the movie adaptation. But I liked it. I had a good time with it and I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was good. I do think that the songs are irritating as hell. But it is a part of, you know, the story. For whatever reason, they've got a song for friggin' everything. But overall, really liked it, and I'm interested to not necessarily see where this goes, because I kind of know where it goes, but obviously it's going to be different. But I am excited to pick up the second one, which I won't be doing until, that'll be November's book. So I'll pick that up in November, because then it's fresh in my mind for the live show. But the Lord of the Rings, done and dusted. Sorry, the Fellowship in the Ring, done and dusted. I did also start another book during this vlog, which is a reread of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue for a different video. So I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on this, but I am halfway through. And then last night, I think I've been reading, don't get me wrong, I love me a good fluffy romance, and a fluffy romance that may also have some spice in it. Love me that. Love me a good fluffy romance like that. Just feel like I haven't necessarily been enjoying them too much though. So this month, as far as romances are concerned, Best Hex Ever is a romantasy, so I'm not going to count that in this, but Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore, I gave 3 stars. I didn't particularly love it, and I'm gutted about it. And then the only other romance that I've read this month is Morbidly Yours, and I gave it 3 stars, and I'm just feeling a little bit meh with my romances, which is making me really sad. So last night I did a little bit of a call out on my Instagram stories for either quite dark romances. I think I need something gritty with, you know, maybe something a little bit longer, but it's got some substance to it, rather than it just being a fluffy romance and it being cute and me kicking and giggling my feet. Giggling and kicking my feet. Try it that way around, Barra. I'm so tired. I think I need something a little bit more gritty, a little bit more of a plot and some more substance that might hurt me. I want to feel something. And I know that the perfect read for this would probably be continuing on with the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh, but I just cannot make that commitment right now. So I need something else. A standalone is what I need. I was thinking anyway. So I was umming and ahhing between Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton, because I haven't read that one yet. I was also debating whether I just needed a really good horror to terrify the pants off of me, which I then was thinking about picking up Mary by Nat Cassidy, but that would be a physical read, and I just don't think I have. I certainly don't have the mental capacity to keep myself awake to do that for a long period of time. So an audiobook it was. So I did decide on Credence by Penelope Douglas. Now I had quite a few recommendations, which is fantastic because I've ended up adding quite a few of them to my Kindle list. The other one I was definitely really considering was God of Malice by Rena Kent, because I've had that on my radar for a while now, and I know that Larry Reeds talks about it all the time, so I feel like that one would be a good one. So I don't know, you may see me pick that up in October, I'm not sure, but I've decided to pick up Credence by Penelope Douglas because it's been on my mind for a couple of weeks now, and it came in the other day. I obviously got my copy from Waterstones, and then this one came in from Books Please. I'm going to take the Waterstones one back next week. So I started this last night and I got to page 82. I'm really enjoying this already. We're following Tiernan. Tiernan is such a strange name. Following Tiernan, and she lives in LA with her parents who don't give her any attention at all. They are very much in the limelight parents that have always had nannies and don't give their child any affection or any attention whatsoever. A very small thing that kind of is glaringly obvious is that her dad put up a tyre swing in the front garden on one of the trees, and she doesn't use it because the minute she uses it, it becomes no longer fun for her parents. They want to use it and play with it themselves, but the minute she wants to play with it, who is the child, it's not fun for them anymore. Now, Tiernan is 17 when we meet her at the beginning of this book, and we have a situation in which her parents have just passed away at the same time. Something has happened and they've passed away at the same time. I don't want to say for what reason, but if you look it up, you will find, I would check the triggers on that. If you look it up, you will find the answer, but it's not on the back of the book. So anyway, she's not necessarily devastated about this situation. The woman who has essentially brought her up for the last 10 years is clearly gutted for Tiernan, but knows of the situation that she's been in, so kind of understands why Tiernan isn't necessarily upset about it. Now, she then gets a call off this guy called Jake, who, as it turns out, is her dad's stepbrother, so her step uncle. No blood relation whatsoever, just related by marriage. So she's never met Jake. She's never met Jake's kids, Noah and Caleb. So she doesn't know of this step uncle and her step cousins. She has no idea who these people are. But as it turns out, her dad had it put in the will that Jake had to take care of Tiernan for the rest of her, you know, non-adult life, essentially. She's got 10 weeks till her 18th birthday, so at that point then she can go look after herself. Now, he phones her up and says, look, if you want to emancipate yourself, I'm not going to cause any problems with that. That's absolutely fine by me, but the option is there if you want to come and join us and come and live with us till you're 18, or even longer if that's what you want to do. Now, she's like, honestly, I don't really want to be in this house anymore. It doesn't make me happy. It's not home. I don't want to be here. And she's like, right, sod it, let's just go to Jake's, Uncle Jake's, essentially. So he's up in the mountains in the arse end of nowhere, in which every winter they get snowed in and you cannot leave for a good portion of the winter. So she decides that she's going to go there. We are currently at August, the end of August. Her birthday is the beginning of November, and obviously at some point, about 8 weeks in, she's going to end up stuck there in the snow, I think, and her birthday is 10 weeks away, so we'll have to see how that goes. But this is a why choose, and obviously they are step uncle and cousins. Now, some people have an issue with that, and that's entirely fine. I am never ever going to be a person that yucks somebody's yum. For me, they are step uncle and cousins, not half or blood related in any way, shape or form. She didn't even know these people until this moment. She did not know they existed. So, well, she was aware Jake existed, but she'd never met him, literally never met him in her life, because Jake and her dad had fallen out for reasons, and I think I know the reason why. So a relationship is going to happen here between Jake, Noah, Caleb and Tiernan, I think, and I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be a why choose and then she's going to pick one, or whether it's going to be a why choose in total. I'm not sure. That's going to freak some people out, and that's fine. That is fine, but don't yuck somebody else's yum, for goodness sake. I haven't read step siblings or step anything before, so this will be a new for me, but I feel like this is going to have the grit that I need with the grief side of things. But also I think there's something else going on with Tiernan as well. She doesn't speak much and she's very, very quiet, so I don't know if you know, like the word, I think the word Asperger's or autism has already been thrown around, but I'm not sure whether that's just someone saying that maybe she's got that and it turns out that that's not the case. I don't know, or whether she's just in general quiet because she has never ever been shown affection or love before from a parental figure. So anyway, so far enjoying it. Didn't want to put it down last night, but I was really fucking tired and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so I had to. 82 pages in, and I'm going to continue on with this. I might do some more of this today and make some more progress in this today as well. We'll see. I will be back to wrap this vlog up tomorrow probably, and I'll let you know how far I get into this. I anticipate that this will run into next week's vlog. I don't anticipate finishing this today by any means, but yeah, just wanted to let you know that this is what I started. I do still have The Guilty Couple by C.L. Taylor as the only book left on my actual TBR for September, the months. My brain is not functioning fully. I am so fucking tired, like mentally drained as well as physically as well. It's the only book I have left, so I might try and get to that one next week. I'm not going to get through it today. I have no interest in picking that up today. I think I just want to indulge, in all honesty. So that's what I might end up doing. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know what was going on with this. So that's what I'm reading. Hello team, good morning. It is Monday and I'm here to wrap this vlog up. I have no updates for you following yesterday at all. My reading has not changed. So what we're going to do for wrapping this vlog up is that I want to give you reviews on 2 arcs that I was doing a specific reading vlog for, but the 3rd arc that I've got for it, my actual review date for Instagram is later than release day, and I'm gonna wait. I am struggling to get through the book, not because of the book, but I'm struggling to get through it because it is fantasy, and on occasion I can struggle with this physically reading. So I am going to wait till the audiobook comes out on the 3rd. So all of these books come out on the 3rd of October. I have read these 2, which are Best Hex Ever by Nadia El Fassi and The Restaurant of Lost Recipes by Hisashi Kashiwai. I have read both of them. They both come out on the 3rd of October, and then A Pirate's Life for Tea is the other one, which I can confirm I am enjoying. But I have done reviews for these already, obviously, because they were going to go in another vlog. So very quickly now, I'm going to put the reviews in for these books and let you know my full thoughts on both of them. And you can see my full thoughts before the books come out then. So reviews on both the Best Hex Ever, and also The Restaurant of Lost Recipes right now. Hello, good morning. I am here to give you an update. I have finished my first book for this video and I'm really excited. I did finish Best Hex Ever. I flew through this. This was so good. I'm gonna leave a picture up of the actual finished cover on the screen because I'm getting ready to film a video, so I thought while I was getting ready, rather than use this as, you know, this end up being wasted time or whatever, I thought that we could have a catch up and I could tell you about the book. So I fucking loved Best Hex Ever. I think this is a fantastic book and I really enjoyed myself. Forgot how to curl my hair for a second then, halfway through doing my head as well. Weird. We are following Dina Whitlock, who is a kitchen witch, and she runs this really cute cafe called Serendipity, and one day she's basically got a hex on her from an ex that anyone who she falls in love with will end up hurt, so she's like sworn off love for life. Now she ends up one day having a guy come into her cafe called Scott, who she immediately like feels the fuzzies for and everything, and he's the same, and he is a museum curator. And then it turns out that her best friend Imi is getting married to his best friend Eric, and they've never come across each other before because Scott's done a lot of traveling over the last couple of years. So that's the position that we're in as far as the synopsis is concerned. So immediately you get vibes from both of them that they're super into each other, and although it does seem a little bit insta-lovey, I think for some people they might see this as insta-love. I really felt the vibes between these two. I really liked the vibes between these two, and I really got it Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I think there's a difference between insta love in a book and then it being very quick but you feeling it, you know, you feel the magic between these two people, you feel the vibes between them, and you're like, no, yeah, I totally get this, 100%, this isn't insta love. This was one of those situations. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the vibe of her cafe, Serendipity. I thought it was beautiful. I enjoyed the vibe of him being a museum curator. I liked that. And then the whole side characters as well, Imi and Eric, and then Rosemary, I think she's called, the other friend, between the two girls. I loved them, absolutely loved them. We've got Dina's parents, who are just adorable. I love them so much, they're very cute. And then also Scott's mums as well. This book is very queer. We have a non-binary character who works in the cafe called Robin. They work with Dina in the cafe. Dina is bisexual, and then we have also Scott's parents who are queer as well, lesbians. And it's a very queer book that I just wasn't expecting to be queer, I don't think. So I loved that. I loved the wedding vibes, I loved the fall vibes, because Imi is a horror writer, so her entire wedding is like pure horror fall vibes. They're getting married in like a forest in the middle of nowhere at this really gorgeous place that's like a set in the UK, so it's a National Trust place, and you know, when they get there, Dina can feel the magic in the forest and all of this stuff. It's just so good. The vibes are epic. Like, they got a straight 10. If I could have given them more, I would have done. The vibes are epic in this book, so perfect for this season. The witchiness of it, loved it, very, very cute. I enjoyed the whole message between, you know, with the hex and everything, and the relationship between Dina and Scott, and the relationship Dina's got with herself as well. This book goes into like self-love and things like that quite a lot, and I really enjoyed that. It was spicy as well, which was really, really good. I really liked the spicy scenes. Scott was a little bit of a, I don't know, I get the feeling that he's this kind of guy that, you know, he's got this museum curator job, and he wears jackets with patches on the elbows and stuff, and then you just don't expect him to be quite dominant in the bedroom. So I enjoyed that. Just everything about it was really, really good. I would love to be back with these characters again at some point. Like, maybe we will get, I mean, the whole point of it was that it was Imi and Eric's wedding, so maybe not from them two, but maybe something from Rosemary would be really cool, because again, she's a horror author. So maybe that would be a really interesting, because we did get some developments in her storyline as well throughout this book, so I feel like her story next would be really cool. So I would love to get some more from these characters, maybe another visit back to Serendipity or something. It was just really good, and I feel like this is the perfect time for this book to be coming out. The vibes are just 110% immaculate. The atmosphere is incredible, and I am obsessed. I gave it 5 stars. It's so good. And I don't know, other than Salem, for example, but I feel like that could have been too on the nose. Other than Salem, I don't think this book could have had a better setting than in the UK, because I feel like it was just perfect to be in the UK. I thought it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the setting was perfect. They go back to a small town further up in the UK, like in the initial part, Serendipity, for example, and the museum where Scott works at, the cafe and everything. They're in London, but they travel out of London to go to like central England to this wedding, and I just thought it was really, really cute, and I loved it. So yeah, absolutely love that one. It was perfect. And we are gonna go on to the Restaurant of Lost Recipes. We're gonna go on to that one next. Okay, howdy. If at any point you hear it pitter-pattering, I'm in the kitchen and this is the room to hear all of the rain. I was going to film in the bay window, but it's really busy with traffic outside, and somebody already peered in the minute I got up off the couch, and I was like, no, you nosy Parker, you can piss off. Anyway, I'm here to give you an update. I have just finished The Restaurant of Lost Recipes by Hisashi Kashiwai, and this is the sequel to the Kamigawa Food Detectives, which I really enjoyed. I've given this one 4.5 stars. This was really good. I just really enjoyed this. I think now that I'm in the the headspace for this, I'm getting it a little bit more. Like, the first one for me felt a little bit repetitive. It is very similar. It's the same thing essentially. So you get like 6 short-ish stories of this father-daughter duo essentially having someone come into the restaurant, sitting down, having some food, and then talking them through exactly what they're looking for from the food detectives, the father-daughter duo. And then them coming back 2 weeks later, trying the food and getting the story, essentially, is what happens. So it's the same situation in here. Now, in the first one, I felt that it was a little bit repetitive, and I think I just wasn't in the swing of things with it. Now, in this one, I knew exactly what to expect, and I knew what I was getting into. So I think I enjoyed it just a little bit more in this one. The stories were a little bit deeper in some of these as well, I think. And I just really enjoyed it. The different characters that we come across. We got Drowsy the cat a little bit more as well, who is a cat that they kind of own but don't allow into the restaurant, obviously. Drowsy tends to stay outside on the door stoop and then get looked after by the neighbours surrounding them. But I love the writing style. I love the atmosphere of this as well, just being in Japan and having this restaurant where people come, and it's not really, it's been written about by one of the characters that visited, but it's not really a very well-known restaurant. It's kind of like in the back end of nowhere, and you will only kind of really go there if you've been given the recommendation to do so. And I just kind of really love that. I love what they're doing. I would love to get more in this series, and I think it's really sweet as well, the father-daughter duo that we've got going on in the background. At the end of each chapter, we kind of get a little bit more from them just having a conversation about stuff, and there's an altar for her mum, his wife, in the back of the restaurant as well, so they'll have conversations with her and things like that, and I don't know, it's just really sweet. So yeah, 4.5 stars for this one. I really enjoyed it and I would recommend. Okay, so for the rest of the week, I didn't do too bad actually when you look at this, albeit one of these is a DNF. I didn't do too bad, but overall, I wouldn't say that it was an okay week, I suppose. This vlog ended up quite messy, I'm not gonna lie. It did end up quite messy, which is kind of a running theme for me at the moment. I started the vlog off early on in the week, didn't get too much read, and we started off with a DNF of The Forest Demands Its Due by Kosoko Jackson. I just wasn't having a good time and was not vibing. And then I was planning on doing a 24-hour timer challenge on Thursday and Friday. So then I restarted the vlog Thursday and Friday, let you know my thoughts on The Forest Demands Its Due, and then didn't finish the timer challenge. My weekend became very chaotic. I was unwell on Saturday. I spent the majority of the day in bed. And then yesterday we had a family thing happen in which I was needed to go and look after the kids. And it was really important that I be there for my family. So I just kind of lost my way with this vlog entirely, I'm not gonna lie. So let's go through exactly what it was that I did read. Very quickly give you my ratings, because you have seen the reading portion of it already for this vlog. I honestly have no idea how this is going to turn out. I have no idea what this vlog is going to look like. So if it's a mess, my apologies. If it comes out all right, I take those apologies back. Will you focus on my face, please? I know that the bookshelves are prettier, but just for 5 minutes. For the love of God. Right, I did read Ragnar Crimson Volume 1, which Jade did put in my Patreon pot, and I picked out for the month of September. I gave this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to continue on with the series. It reminded me of Solo Leveling, but with dragons. So if you liked Solo Leveling and you like dragons, you may like this one. If you like this, you may like Solo Leveling. Just I feel like those comparisons will definitely work. So four stars for Ragnar Crimson. Then I did read Brielle and Bear by Salome Doku, which came in while I was doing this vlog, and I'm really excited that I read this one. This was absolutely adorable. I think I gave it 4.5 stars if I remember correctly. It was really, really sweet, and I'm very excited to get more in this series because I believe that it is going to be a series. There's going to be at least one more. So looking forward to more in this one. Then I did read Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks, and I gave this one 3 stars. It wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be. I don't know why. I don't know if it's me that's the problem or not. But kind of like fluffier romances, just... I don't know what it is right now, they're not working for me. I feel like I need something more dark and gritty, something that's going to make me feel something, and this just didn't. I don't know why. I don't know if it's that the relationship was quite rushed, like straight off the bat these characters met each other and it was particularly insta-lovey maybe. I don't know. And then the sex scenes, I don't know what happened, but the minute the smut happened, I was uninterested in this book. Don't ask me what's going on with myself. I have no clue. Anyway, 3 stars for that one. I'm sad about it because the cover's adorable. Then I did finish The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm so proud of myself with this because I started this on Sunday last week and I've managed to read it within 6 days, I think it was, or a week. So I'm really proud of myself for actually getting through this one and it not dragging on. I'm really happy about that, and I'll probably do the same with the others. Give myself a week to get through it and then, you know, just be done with it in that process. So... gave this one 4 stars. I enjoyed it better than The Hobbit and I am glad that I have read it. I'm proud of myself. Pat on the back. Then for the last book of this vlog, I did not finish it. I haven't made any more progress than what I told you yesterday or the day before, whenever it was that I spoke to you. Can't imagine it was yesterday. Maybe it was. I don't know. But I did pick up Credence by Penelope Douglas. I'm just in the mood to read this, and I reckon that this will go into, not just the book, but my mood will go into this upcoming week's vlog. So I got 82 pages into this one, and so far I'm really enjoying it, and I want to continue on with it today. So that's what I did for this week. Chat to me in the comments down below. What did you read? Did you have a good September? How was your September? Are you interested in either of these following my review? This is so fucking good. So fucking good. I absolutely loved it. Are you interested in either of these following my review? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. My apologies again if it's incredibly fucking messy. I know you guys always go, we don't mind the messy vlogs, but my brain will convince me that you do. So my apologies. I hope you have enjoyed and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.